Hey guys, I'm Wolfie. The 49ers have interviewed D-end out of Tennessee, James Pearce Jr. James Pearce Jr. has 7.5 sacks, 1 forced fumble, 38 tackles, 23 of which he has himself. Solo tackles. That's pretty darn good. He's a really good tackler. He's got incredible speed, really good speed off the line, his incredible burst. His instincts are phenomenal. I love his upside. He has a really high ceiling. He can be a top pass rusher in the NFL. Now, my knock, he's raw. He doesn't have a bag. I question his football IQ. I question his ability to win against top tackles, top O linemen. He might struggle because he doesn't have a bag. If he obtains a bag and starts learning some finesse moves, some good power moves, and knows when to apply those, the ceiling is super high for this player. It is super high, and I'm a big fan of that ability. But I think the 49ers need to go after somebody with the 11th pick who's polished and ready to go. There are a few other DNs in this draft who are ready to go, who are polished, who have a bag, who can affect the team now while we're in our Super Bowl window, while we have older players such as CMC, George Kittle, and Fred Warner. I think we need to get a guy who can apply to the team now. I think that James Pearce Jr. can be a great player, even elite, in 1 year. He needs some experience under his belt. Now, there has been some concern for his character as well. And that is something I'm also afraid of. When I'm stepping back, I don't know, man. I don't know. I want a guy who has great character. I want a guy who's going to be good for the culture. And if he has some sort of issue, some diva problems or like expectations that need to be met, or he's going to complain and go onto Twitter, I don't want that. I don't want to take a risk on that either, especially since he's not even polished and ready to go. But the talent is up there, right? If he can apply these moves and stuff like that, he can be an excellent pass rusher. But I think he needs about a year under his belt to get to that point. I think it's someone who we should draft maybe in the second round, trade up from the 43rd pick, maybe up to the 33rd to maybe get him if we end up drafting a D tackle with the 11th pick instead. But coming back to the character, I don't want this locker room to be affected by that. If his character is actually a problem, stay away from him. I've had enough with the Debo stuff. I've had enough with the IU contract situation that's just giving me a headache as a fan. I can only imagine how the coaches feel. I don't want divas on this team. And if this guy was polished and considered a top 5 pass rusher and he happens to follow the 49ers, I'd be all for it. I'd be like, okay, if he's great and fantastic, working with a great D lineman like Chris Kasurek on a team that's supposedly supposed to be a Super Bowl contender this year, then maybe he'll be satisfied and that won't be a problem. But if he can't even contribute the way I expect him to be like, okay, number 1 pass rusher, the number 1 guy at the D line, at the DN position, if he can't do that, it's not worth taking that risk. It's not worth waiting 1 year for, in my opinion. We're in the business right now trying to win a Super Bowl this year. And so again, before I end this video, I like him. I want to clarify that. There are a lot of DNs in this draft I like. There are like 6 or 7 in this draft that I actually genuinely like and would like for the 49ers to draft, and I'd be happy that they're on our team because I think they are good. I think they will be starters or are starters and just ready to go, ready to make an impact. James Pearce Jr., I think, just needs about a year. Unless he can go through the training camp and preseason and really learn from Chris Kasurek, maybe Nick Bosa or whatever, or some other vet we get in free agency as a DN, learn from him, and he gets a bag and actually knows how to apply these moves, when to apply these moves, especially in the heat of the moment. Can he do it? If he could do those things, then I'd be all excited for it, but I doubt he could do those things. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll admit I was wrong. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say, hey, I believe in a guy just because someone else is hyping up another player, just because most of the people out there are saying he's this good. I won't lie to you guys. I'll tell you exactly how I feel about a player if I watch them and do my research. And this is exactly how I feel about James Pearce Jr. And I know I'm in the minority about James Pearce Jr. I understand that. But I'm not going to sit here and lie to you guys. So I question my cons are his football IQ, his rawness, and his character. But his pros are super high, incredible bursts, incredible instincts, but can it be successful in the NFL today? We'll see. And I could be completely wrong or I could be completely right. We will see. But that's how I feel about James Pearce Jr. I would not be satisfied with taking him at 11. Much rather take Walter Nolan at that point. And there's like a few other DNs I'd much rather take, like Nick Scorton. I feel like we're a lot better. Princely out of Ole Miss, I would like a lot more than him, etc. Those are some examples. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you disagree with me? Why do you disagree with me? I'd love to hear it because at the end of the day, all of this is just a conversation. It's just us loving football, loving our team, and having a conversation. Let me know what you think about James Pearce Jr. And, of course, give this video a like so that's the way this video can get spread across the internet and the conversation can continue to spread. And, of course, every single like makes my 49ers heart grow from here to here. All love, fam. I'll see you next video.